Web3, and
Right.
we had a lot of issues.
Oh shit. Spaces
Yeah.
being spaces.
Well, the thing is, I mean, the positive thing is that they're probably fixing something, which is good. So I'm always
Huh?
thinking when it's glitchy, that they're maybe trying to fix something or add some features or something like that.
That's a good way to look at it, and a positive outlook as well too. I like that, Sharon. Oh
Right?
yeah. Like
My
spaces.
darn dog. He's
It's
been
okay.
barking all day. I'm about to kick him out.
It's
Pablo, it's the wind. He's barking because of the wind.
okay.
It's crazy. Kirk, how you doing, honey? Oh, let
Doing
me let
good.
me go on mute. Sorry.
Doing good. I just watched the movie Wild Robot. Um, apparently, the robot future by DreamWorks is going to be environmentally sound robots that talk to animals. So, very interesting view on the future coming out of DreamWorks.
So Sharon, you could have them talk to your dogs and start one of the dogs would say you don't have to deal with it. No, I'm just kidding.
In this movie, they feature animals will not eat other animals.
They won't eat other animals.
Yes,
What
it's
kind of animals are in it?
all the animals. Like the
Okay.
robot ends up on an island full of all kinds of. It's sort of like it lands on the islands in British Columbia or something. Like it's it's got foxes and bears and geese. Very unusual island. But the robot convinces all of the animals at some point that they should not eat each other, and that is a very interesting narrative for to try to tame nature. The robots taming nature.
Right? I'm laughing because I feel like it's like my crypto space. Only only somebody's normally trying to convince us to eat each other instead of not eat each other. But
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Are you guys hanging out with animals in the crypto space? I mean, those
oh
profile
my
pic- I
God,
see, I see, I
Sharon!
see Devin down there. I mean, he looks like a owl. Is that an owl or a hawk or something? That's
Yeah,
cool. That
yeah.
is so funny. I wonder, Kirk, as you were just telling the story, I'm thinking to myself, what are we going to do on Mars without animals, or are we going to have new creatures? I don't
Oh
know.
well, I mean, there'll be all kinds of animals. They'll live mostly underground in artificial environments with a artificial sun, which is created by LED panels and focused arrays of solar collectors run through fiber optics. If you want more on that, you can DM me.
Oh my
I'll
gosh,
share all
Kirk.
kinds of interesting stuff.
Well, my dream is going to be very interesting tonight. Okay. Okay.
Oh,
I will
I
do.
have all the plans for the
You
Mars.
Sarah, always good to see you on. Um, yeah, so Sun Truck, Sunny D, Debonair. If you guys haven't been in this room with us before, what we do is we build with AI. Um, we build all types of stuff. We did a therapist. We what else? Sharon knows everything. She documents everything and does all the newsletters, so she's on top of it. My brain is a little mush. Yesterday was my birthday. I have a feeling that's why these guys were coming out to hang out with me tonight, and it means the world to me too. So, and I know that I told them also about live streaming because they didn't know. I know some of them didn't know a lot about like teaching in a space but being able to live stream. But yeah, so and Kirk and Sharon are the masters at that, and Alisher of course as well too. So we how do I explain that, Cher, about the innovators think tank that we're on their, like, we're
Well,
in the
basically, that's where it all
ecosystem?
started, right? The
Yeah,
ITT is where it all started. So it's Josh Hellman and Mattia and Cash Money Kev and Sarah, right? And we have
yeah,
in the background we have Luke, Luke, right?
yeah. Luke does
And
the website.
yeah, that's basically the ITT. It's called the Innovators Think Tank, and it's where people come together, share their ideas, share their dreams, their wishes, their hopes, all that good stuff. And it's basically a community that supports one another to achieve goals when it comes to entrepreneurship, I would say. And
Absolutely.
this is basically where I met Morgan. I think we met beforehand because I know that we were hanging
Yeah.
out with the other team. I forgot his name, but I know that I met you beforehand. But everyone else basically, and Kirk, I also met beforehand. I think I knew Sarah beforehand too. But basically, this is what brought me to the point of building with AI. And I think all of us, I mean, at least Morgan, you and I, right? This is what brought us to start
Yeah.
building with AI. And yeah, they basically have AI tools. They built two applications, the TSI group, and they partnered with the ITT, and they share their AI demos. Um, and yeah, it's just a group of like-minded people that come together and get creative and think about ways on how they can monetize and just build businesses, so to say, kind of in a nutshell.
No, thank you. I know that if I explained that, I probably would have been going on for another 5 to 10 minutes. So that's why I was
Yeah,
thinking.
it's just, you know, the thing is, it's just really beautiful, that space. It is one of my favorite spaces on this platform. And
Yes,
it's really
absolutely.
hard to explain what goes on there because there are mentors on there are business people, there are all sorts of people that just share their thoughts and their expertise with us. So we're learning a lot, and there are a lot of factors that play a role when it comes to entrepreneurship, how to, you know, collaborate. So actually, yeah, basically collaboration is the new currency, right? That's kind of their main slogan. And it's just wonderful to be there. I mean, we learned so much in this short period of time. I think I've been with them probably, I don't know, a couple months. Man, this darn dog. He's just not letting off. Pablo, come on, dude.
Oh, good. But yeah, they also do 60-second pitches, which is so cool because you go in there. It starts at like 4 p.m. East. No, Mountain, right? They're Mountain, right? Where are they? Colorado? Yeah. So they starts at no, it starts 4 p.m. Eastern for us. Yeah, that's right. So 4 p.m. Eastern for us, and they have a couple of like the master segments where they have scheduled speakers, all different types of speakers, amazing speakers. But after that, they do 60-second pitches. So the room is already filled with so many uh, like wise people in so many different avenues, from crypto to content creation to I mean everything, from health, mental health. There's somebody always in that room, I feel like, that comes from every walk of life, right? In a good way. So and then yeah, so it's always a safe place to go in and pitch your idea to, or if whether you're looking for a partner or whether you're looking for an investor or users, whatever users. That sounds horrible. Sorry, guys. So, but yeah, so it's a great spot, and yeah, I was trying to figure out how to say that how we're on their calendar now. So, but you summed it up perfect for me, Sharon. So thank you.
No, I mean users in our case, right? If we build AI applications, basically we're looking for users. We're looking for
Right.
people to use our tools. So you're kind of in the AI field, in the SaaS field, yeah. And beside those Saturdays, where that's kind of their main show, Innovators Think Tank, where innovators come together and share their ideas, thoughts, and all that good stuff. But besides that, we have Wednesdays builder spaces where we learn how to build AI tools using AI tools, which is the fun part. So we're using AI to build AI. So that's kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah.
And this is basically where we learned all of this. So Alisher is part of the team, and then there are two other gentlemen. It is Nick and Ross, and these are the developers of AI Pixio and My AI Tutor. AI Tutor is more the LLM side, and then Pixio is more the visual side. And it's just so hard to explain what these tools can do because they can do basically everything when it comes to AI. You could even use these tools to build a business, and that's basically what we do. So we use the LLMs to learn to code, and it's just wild what you can do with AI Tutor and Pixio. I mean, it has definitely changed my life for sure. At the moment, I'm playing around with visuals, so if I think about how hard it would have been for me, and I was joking with Russ. I'm saying, you watch me, because he wanted to teach me After Effects, right? And I'm like, you know what? AI is going to do this for me.
Yep.
Wait and see, Russ. You can talk to me all day long with your After Effects. And I know it's very valuable, but wait and see what we can do with AI. And then yesterday, I was creating all kinds of visual effects. And of course, you might have a bit more control with After Effects. Yeah. But think about where we're going to be in years from now with AI.
Yeah,
AI is going to be
weeks.
doing that all
Weeks.
for us.
Not
It's
even
just a
years,
different
Sharon.
approach. It's just a little bit of a different approach, but you can create really striking visuals if it's from video to images to what have you, animations. There's a lot of possibilities with AI, and Pixio makes that happen. You know, when you look on the market, you have all these AI tools, but most of the AI tools just serve one thing. They just do one thing. But Pixio does everything from images to editing to videos to music. Did I forget something? Animations. You can do
3D
so
renders.
3D.
renders.
Yeah, I
3D
knew I
models,
forgot. Yes.
multi-poly, high
Yes.
resolution models.
Yes. Isn't that amazing? So what these
Absolutely.
guys are doing is just so they're serving, I mean, they're offering so much value. They're giving us so much. We have such powerful tools. I'm kind of scared. What I was doing yesterday, I was sitting there, I just couldn't believe it. I had to sit there for 20 minutes and just stare at it. I'm like, this is, and then you got the visuals. Well, then you're like, oh, let me make a little song, right? And they even started building a video editing tool. So when you do your video, you can cut it together and do something cool with that. That's coming. So it's like it's your one stop. How do you say that? Well, you guys know what I
AI
mean.
shop.
One stop shop, right?
AI shop. Yeah.
For
Yeah.
everything AI.
Yeah, I'm
Right?
excited for when they start putting the video editing in it, because like that's what when I got out of high school, I learned how to video edit, and I've been waiting for this, so it's yeah, so
It's like
powerful.
CapCut
So
style,
cool.
right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
my
yeah.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh, you guys are
Oh my
crazy.
God.
But think about it. So I can go into AI to Pixio. So let me just share one random workflow. So I go in there, I generate an image. Then I could change the image a bit with what Alicia just said in painting. Then I can upscale the image, right? Then I can go ahead and then animate that image, make a video out of it. Then I could go ahead and add a song, a audio to it. Then I could even go ahead. That would be probably the next step, what Alicia is talking about. At some point, you can then edit. That's what we're building in the Wednesday space, this Canva like tool where you can take your AI generation, add text, and just make it whatever you want to make it. Think about that for a moment. Then you have a full, complete, I don't even know how to call it. It's a complete from start to finish. Yeah, it's just awesome creation, right? That's just crazy. And there's no other tool out there that can do that. That is like, that's almost Adobe style, if you ask me.
Absolutely.
Well, it's beyond Adobe because
It
Adobe doesn't
is.
have any tools to help you work with prompt management and architecture
Oh, I
and
forgot all
storage.
that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
see,
Storage.
Rush.
You have an LLM. You
yeah.
can do prompt. You can perfect your prompt. There's a prompt builder in there. So you even have assistants in the tool that will help you achieve your creation, whatever you want to do. It's crazy. It's
I think
just
it's cooler than Adobe because Adobe, think about it, when you want to go to Illustrator, you're still closing down Photoshop. Or if you want to go to something else on Adobe, you're closing that. Even though it's still Adobe Suite, you still are leaving that platform to go to another Adobe platform. So I think it's cool that it's all in one. You look on the left side, there it is: video creations, image creations, prompt help, 3D rendering. The 3D rendering has gotten so much better. It's amazing. It was good in the first place, but it's amazing right now. And now now that at least the Tron community, like from my crypto coin, well, I'm going to say our crypto coin, sorry, that that like they got their hands, some of them got their hands on Pixio, and to see what they're building with it now too is so cool.
Yeah, there's definitely convergence in the world of NFT with
Yeah.
outputs that you can create in Pixio, various environments. They got, Ross has already demonstrated live flux up and operational, and so the team is, looking to get that rolling. And there's a bunch of other stuff that's coming. It's amazing work that they're doing there, and I love to participate. I do prompt engineering, and I'll send that stuff over there to their team, and then they enhance anything that I send them, and it's like, whoa, just these take it to the next level. I really, and Alistair, I do definitely notice when you are adding your additions into the system prompts. They are beautiful. So keep it up, man. That's amazing.
Flash. Oh, cool. Wow. Did you like it? Like, was you weren't sitting through Macbeth or Hamlet? I get it. I get it. Hey, Sam.
Hey, Peanut Butter. I just wanted to tell you, I don't know if other people are having the same issue, but as a listener, we can't hear any of the speakers. We can just hear the host
Really?
and the co-host. Yeah, I couldn't hear Alisher at all
Oh,
until
oh,
I
now.
became a speaker. So I'm not sure if that's the same for everybody. Well, okay, cool. I mean, I'm going to go back down to listener and see if it works because
I
I'm
think
not sure.
Suntruck was just given some Suntruck, were you able to hear Alisher when he was speaking about the AI play that he just went to see? Give me a 100 if you did, please. Unless you're driving.
let's check. Let Dave say
There you go.
something. Yeah,
Evolve
that's
said,
okay.
well, I want to see listeners, right? Yeah. Evolve
Yeah.
says he could hear Alisher. Okay.
So
So
it could be a me problem. I just updated the app too, so I might exit out all completely and come back in.
Hey, I think I'm able to hear you and Sarah, but rest no, I'm not able to hear
Oh,
them.
okay. Okay. What do you say, Sher?
You should
I
probably
think,
test Alisher's mic.
yeah, I was about to
Because we
say,
can hear Sharon, Morgan, and Kirk. We just can't hear the other speakers.
Alisher
Unless you are a
is funny.
speaker.
Yeah, let's see. Is Alisher? Oh, he's back down. I think he's back.
Game. There's an update for X, and that might solve the. I couldn't hear.
Yeah,
Alice.
I've
Yeah,
run
yeah,
the update too. Yeah, it is definitely a spaces oriented update as well. So I had to
But
do
I
that in the
just
middle of
updated it.
class.
So I'm not sure why that is. Because if I just updated it, I should have had a problem. It could be a
Did you clear your
combination.
cache?
I
I
was
just
feeling
updated on the
FOMO.
cell phone. Yep. Just on the iPhone, hon.
What about now, guys?
Turn it off
I'm
and
back.
turn it back on.
I hear
I
you
can hear
now,
you now,
bro.
Usher. I'm going to go back down to listener to see if I can.
Thanks, sir. All right, so Sonny can hear you. Sonny D can hear you. Dave, you can hear Alisher?
No.
No?
No.
Alisher, speak, please.
Can you hear me, Dave?
No.
Can you hear what I
He's
hear?
playing with us. He is
Evolved, as
playing
a
with
listener,
us.
he's given us the thumbs up, so it looks like Evolved can hear Alisher. Thank you. Thank you,
Oh,
Evolved.
what's up?
Evolved can hear you and Sarah can hear you. We're getting the thumbs up and 100. So
Okay.
perfect. You're good, Alisher.
Maybe I need to update the app. I'm on
Wait,
Android.
now Dave's giving the damn you, Dave. You know what? It's Irish. It's Ireland. It's Ireland. Screw you, Dave. I love you.
12:30 a.m. Let me have a bit of fun.
You
Yo,
may.
it was
you
my
may.
birthday yesterday, Dave. I want a bedtime story. I'm just saying.
Oh my God!
ready.
Happy birthday to you! It
Thank
was
you.
my birthday 8 days ago.
Oh, I'm an asshole. I'll read you a bedtime story too. I promise. I promise.
I'll read the
Not
same
from
story
AI.
back to you.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
We should read a
Oh.
chapter each.
Yeah, I forgot
Oh,
to say happy
actually,
birthday, Morgan. Happy belated birthday, honey. I forgot to say that.
Thank you.
Hope you had a great day yesterday, and I hope you're going to
You
have a
know,
great day today or
my
tonight. With
mom
What did
came
you
down
turn?
to see me.
24?
I actually the opposite. I was gonna like turn it around and try to be funny, but I realized you said 24, and I'm like, no, I'm 42, and that's exactly what I am.
Oh my God! I'm 43.
Are you?
I know.
It's like
I have the voice of a 27-year-old.
stop. That's the best voice ever.
That's so
you
funny.
just stop. But no, my mom came down, came up because she's Florida, so she came up to see me, and I was so excited. I went to one of my buddy's house real quick who I haven't seen in a while, and I'm like, I gotta get home by 10 p.m.
Oh, birthday bang!
We have a thon space. We have our crypto space. And I'm like, I'm so excited because I'm going to introduce my mom to everybody in the space. I'm going to get her. Maybe I could get her on the writer's team because, with our AI stories. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be great because I've been trying to get my mom as like, to join the crypto club and put in some money on our tokens. But I know she's going to want to hear the stories. So I run back. I get back at 9:59 and I go online to go log in, and I see that the space was canceled. And I was like, I went over to my aunt lives right next to me. So I went over to my aunt's and I was like, it's canceled, Mom. Never mind. No. And she's supposed to leave tomorrow. So she wouldn't be able to hear our space. So I was I was a little butthurt. I was definitely butthurt. But I
Where is she
understood.
now?
She's next door. She should be
Okay,
here
bring
with
her
us.
on.
But well, she actually is gonna stay until Monday now. She decided to stay until Monday instead of tomorrow. So, yeah, I should walk over there though. I will. I will walk over there right now and we can yell at my mom. I don't want to hold the space off either from Alex's plan. But I'll get her to say something. She'll say something.
That's cool. Well,
She's
that's
loud
great
like
that
me.
mommy is there. That's always nice.
Yeah, I haven't seen her in a while, so it's nice. It's a nice surprise.
I already spoke to your mom, I think. Yeah, I did, right?
Yeah.
I already spoke to your mom.
Yeah.
She's
So you guys were
cool.
talking about Germany. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, cool. So, Alisher, I would say let's get started, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can get
well, we're
started.
not
We're
gonna. I
gonna.
mean, wait a minute. We're not gonna. Sorry that I just cut you off. I said let's get started, then I just cut you off. But you know how my brain. I'm old, so sometimes these things are a little bit laggy in that head. So, we're probably gonna do a couple. We're not gonna do everything today, right?
We'll try to get as far as possible. I'm hoping we can get to the part where we can get the transcription working.
Okay.
But of course, the first step is we need to set up our framework
Okay. Cool.
and the environment that we're gonna develop in.
Yeah, I
So to
just
say.
yeah, I have about 2 hours today because my son, it's just so funny. He has a football game. He's actually a soccer player, and they keep asking him to play football, and I was hoping he would say no, but yeah, of course he said yes. So yeah, I have to go to a football game tonight.
Oh, what is it? So
It's
he's playing?
cool. Yeah, he's playing.
That's
And,
cool.
mm,
Nice. Nice. You'll have to take some pics or some
yeah, I
videos.
will. I will do that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Alicia, back to you.
Well,
Yeah,
let everybody know about the link at the top because I didn't get to tell everybody. I don't think I
yeah.
did.
So
Right?
there is a link to the ITT website at the top. It has the live stream, and it also has all the links we'll need to get started. And the first link that you're going to need is, of course, this GitHub project, and this is the same SaaS project that we used in week one when we started like 4 weeks ago. So I'm going to be reusing it. I'm going to be making a new Neon database. I'm going to be making a new Stripe for this. But hopefully we'll breeze through this first part.
Okay, so
I
we
have
are starting then from fresh so that everybody like new
But
people.
Morgan, wait a minute. Yeah, so we were going to go through it, but I just want to say that Morgan, were you in week one, Kirk too? So we basically already have it, I guess.
Yeah, I just didn't know if anybody in the room that was new that wanted to join.
Yeah,
so
definitely. So we're definitely going to go through the whole process
Oh
again.
yeah, definitely. I still have to set it up. I don't have it set up yet
Okay, cool.
either.
Then cool. Then let me check. So we have live streamed. We have it on the ITT. Okay.
and we're working on a Twitter transcriber, correct?
Eventually, it is going to turn into a Twitter transcriber. Yeah.
Gotcha. I know there are a
But
couple of new people that came in.
first, let's start with this next SaaS starter, and I'm actually not going to fork it because I want to download this as a zip and then add it as a private repo. Because there's going to be some things that I'm going to be putting in there that I don't exactly want to commit yet. And I think most of us are going to have about the same code for today.
Sure. Sarah, you want to chime in? I know you popped
I
up.
just wanted to know, did you have a rundown of what we needed to have open just in case? I'm listening, but I'm only, and Morgan, I need you to check your DM.
Okay, thank you.
Sarah, I guess we're going to do the basics. So you're probably going to have Visual Studio Code.
Yep.
GitHub just to grab the zip. I'm going to start over then too because I don't know if I forked it last time. So basically the zip of the
Yeah, that's what I'm
project.
kind of wanting to do is just to start clear.
Yeah,
because
let's do that.
across the
Yeah,
streams.
yeah,
But I just wanted to make sure so it's on the recording also in case I
yeah.
have to drop, I can listen back.
Oh,
But
thank
I love
you. Thank you for the reminder, Sarah. So we're basically going to need Visual Studio Code to make those changes that Alicia was just speaking about, and the project, of course. We're not going
You're
to
going to need
fork
the project,
it.
yep.
We're
And
just going to download.
you're going to need Node.js. Don't forget about Node.js. And you'll also probably need GitHub Desktop in order to commit your project eventually and launch it live in Vercel.
So for the
those are the main things.
So if anyone wants to do this now, the best thing would be is to come up and speak with us. Node.js is
doing?
what are you doing? So Dave, we're basically building a SaaS. So our goal is to have a tool that transcribes audio. We'll see what else we can do with it. We're probably going to come up with some other funky features. But that's kind of the main goal, to have an application that can transcribe audio. Our goal is basically to get something that can transcribe Twitter Spaces. So that was kind of our main focus, but we don't just want to have Twitter Spaces because not everybody's interested in that. Some people might want to transcribe something else. So that's what we want to do. And we want to put it into an application so that people can actually use it. So that's why we're going to use this SaaS starter kit, right? And some people, if they want to maybe charge for that, then they have a place where people can actually implement their card details or whatever. So it's kind of a full SaaS, so to say. You can do with it what you want. You can either share it with your friends, give it to them for free, make money by offering it to people to use. Yeah. So that's basically what we're doing. So what Alisher has is a GitHub repository that basically already has that template for the SaaS. So it's a page where you go on and then you can, click on whatever, right? Sign in and yeah, and then you can sign in and then you get access to that tool that we're about to build.
Yeah, and you guys can check it out. It's in the GitHub. There's even a link for the demo. You can. It's very simple. It has a front page, it has a pricing page, and it has the whole sign up. It has the Stripe integration for actually processing the payments. It has some sort of database integration with Postgres and Neon for us, and of course, it has this easy front end. And I think the first thing you want to do is you want to either fork this or download it as a zip. It's up to you. I want to re-upload this as a private repo, so I'm going to download it as a zip.
Well, I think that's what we all can do. So, like I said, if anybody wants to join us and do this with us, then it would make sense to come up as a speaker so that if you run into problems that we can help you out. But other than that, you have all the links. They're in the, I don't even see so I don't have the comment section again because I'm on desktop. That's definitely a bug. That's not cool.
Do you need me to post something on the, because I got this?
Yeah, I think we should put all of that at the top. I'm not sure when it comes to Visual Studio Code or all those things. I don't know if we should go through all of that again. But we could. I mean, we could post where you can get Visual Studio Code if someone really wants to start afresh. That is basically the coding program. It is for free, and it connects seamlessly with GitHub and all the other good stuff, which you guys will learn along the way why it should connect to GitHub and all of that. But Visual Studio Code would definitely be a link that we should then share at the top. Do you want to do it, Morgan, or do you?
Yeah, I'm getting it right now. You said Visual Studio Code and what else?
We need Node.js.
Gotcha.
And
what
about?
I heard him say something about Neon.
We'll do, yeah. Well, we also need, so since let's just start from the beginning then. Node.js, we also need Git. So if you're using Apple, I think if you download Visual Studio Code, it's already going to be incorporated. But if you're using Windows, Git will not necessarily be part of that. So you're going to have to get that too if you're using Windows.
You can just download GitHub Desktop.
Oh,
and it'll have all the Git stuff for you.
Okay, so besides that, we need GitHub Desktop, and then I think that's all for now. Or would you say?
No problem.
I'm not sure, Alice. Sure, I don't know how far we're gonna.
I would say that's the trifecta.
Yeah.
Visual Studio Code, Node.js, GitHub Desktop.
Okay.
Gotcha.
If you want to get started with like React, Node, and Next.
So what I'm going to do, I know I already shared a tutorial. So if anyone has questions, right, if you're listening to the recording and you're like, what the heck are they doing? I have absolutely no idea to get started. Just DM me. You can DM me. Everybody can request a DM, even if you're not following me. You can DM me because I have tutorials on all of that. I've written tutorials on Substack. They're all available for you to read. And if you want to get started, that is where you can then go if you have any problems with getting started. You guys just DM me, and I will send you all of that documentation on how to get set up with Visual Studio Code and all of that. So don't worry, we got you covered. And Morgan, the project itself.
The one in, okay.
The Next.js starter, the GitHub, the project.
Yeah, no problem. Is that, Alistair, that link is in the Innovators Think Tank agenda, right?
Yeah, it's on the ITT website.
Perfect. I'll grab it.
There's going to be a link to Neon, the project, Grok, Stripe, pretty much everything we need to.
I was going to say,
make
I
this
could just
work.
grab everything from there and just.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, good to know. Oh, sorry, did we miss you say that? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, he said earlier that it's on the live stream. There's the live stream, and there's also the links. But still, I'll make another post for just those so people don't get confused. They could see the live stream and also the links.
Oh yeah, because there's everything on there. Okay, I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Kirk, are you going to be doing this too now, or are you just listening?
I have all of the stuff up and running, and I have the master workstation spun up. I've got the live stream over here on the screen, and I am ready. So I just need the Git location so that I may begin to clone it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, make sure you get the project. Make sure you have it open. And once you guys have it open, we'll get started.
It's called Next SaaS Starter, right? From Lee Rob. Okay, I did fork it, but I'll just grab I'll just download the zip.
Yeah, when you fork it, just keep in mind, every time you fork, it's public.
Okay.
Right, so for me personally, I want to have this just sort of locally and then privately for now. Okay, let's see. They have some sort of directions. Don't forget, you could always read the README here. They just talk about the basic functions, what this little starter does. It tells you what you'll need. You'll need Next.js, Postgres, Stripe, maybe ShatsTN if we want to add some UI elements. And pretty much you just clone the repo however way you want to clone it, whether you get it through GitHub Desktop or you download the zip and then re-upload it. And then we'll go from there. So looks like the first step it wants us to do when you open this project is to install all the dependencies. That's very typical React. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my VS Code where I have my project open. And I'm going to go to my terminal. And if this is your first time with Node or NPM or PNPM, you'll first need to install PNPM, right? And typically, the easiest way to do that is to do it through Node. So if you have Node, you'd want to do something like npm install PNPM. And the only reason we're using PNPM is because that's what it recommends, right? That's what it uses originally. Otherwise, you might have some mismatch issues. But other than that, I think like we talked before, npm, PNPM, bun, they're all the same thing. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter where you get your packages. And now, at the end of this, you want to add a -G. And what this means is that it's going to install globally. So you'll install it once, and you never need to install it again. It'll always work. That's going to be your first step with this project. Some projects might require Bun, so you might need to install Bun, but for us, we just want PNPM. Simple. And then we can go from there of what it wants us to do. So it wants us to do PNPM install to get all the dependencies, which this project shouldn't have too many. And with Visual Studio Code, you can just copy and paste commands.
Yeah, you probably can't see the hands on the screen. That's me. I was just quickly going to ask, can I branch this and then use the branch of the fork that I already have to work with?
Sure.
Okay.
But again, remember, that's going to be public, whatever branch you make. If your repo is public, everything you do to that repo is public too.
So I should probably use my clone and then create another repo effectively.
Yeah, download it locally first. And then when you're ready to go online, that's when you'll create a new repo. Because we might not even go online tonight. We might go online right at the end when we want to start, start sharing it and start actually signing people up. If you've gone through the installation, your screen would look something like this. It's going to have a bunch of pluses, bunch of numbers. Pretty much just means that your dependencies are installed and every package that needs to exist to run this is in your project. It's this little node modules folder here.
Did you install Bun too, or?
No need for Bun. This uses PNPM.
Okay.
Either one or the other. Never both.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. A real tell is if you look in the files, you're going to have something that's either package lock, which means it uses npm, PNPM lock, which means it uses PNPM, or bun lock, which means it uses bun. These are pretty much the files that resolve all your dependencies and where they need to be downloaded. Now, once you're past installing, we'll keep reading some of these directions. So it wants us to create an env file. And an env file is where you're going to keep all your variables that you don't want to expose publicly by having it directly in the code. So simple. We actually have an env file in here. It's called .env.example. So all we have to do is rename it to .env. And very important, just make sure you read some of these notes that the developer leaves here. And as you can see, it says that this must be a .env file and not a .env.local. So if you're familiar with developing locally, typically you would use this local file, but here it wants it to be .env specifically. So simple, right click on the file, rename. I'm going to delete this part where it says example and dot. I'm going to turn this into my just .env file.
Kirk, is that a real hand? Or am I seeing hands?
Yeah, there's no hand.
I don't see a hand.
It's a me problem. Okay. It's so funny. Sarah's down in the listeners and I see her hand. Yeah, I think there are still a couple things that are not working on desktop. Comment section is not there. Hands are showing even though there aren't any. That's fun. That is
Well, on desktop, if you click out of the window and let's say you don't come back to the spaces window for like more than 20 minutes and then you come back, there's a good chance it'll crash.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Wait, say it again. I missed
it
that
doesn't
again.
it doesn't stream the emojis and the reactions. It only starts to like
Really?
bulk stream them once you go back to the page.
Huh.
So, for example, if I'll go back to my my X that I have open after not being on there on that tab, it's gonna have like a backlog. It happens to me every time we're on ITT and I don't go back to the window for like 3 hours. You just can't do it. Okay, so let's see what we need next after we install and get our AMV set up.
Wait, real
Looks
quick,
like
Cher, would you mind just checking my links too? They should be up at the top. Just double check them for me. Make sure I got everyone. Sorry about that,
Yeah,
Alistair. Didn't mean to cut you off.
I'll do that. I'll check that.
Thank you. Go ahead. Thank you. Go ahead, Alistair. Sorry about that.
yeah, I was just going to say those look like all the links they'll need to get started from zero.
Okay, just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. Thanks, guys.
That's awesome. So we have Joatman. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. He's starting from scratch. Joatman, I sent you a DM. So basically, you're on a Windows, so you just go ahead and download Visual Studio Code. Then the next thing would be to get Node.js. You see the link that Morgan shared at the top. And then you would. Does he need GitHub Desktop now? Not really, huh?
No, not really. You don't need GitHub
No,
Desktop
don't worry about that.
until we're ready.
And then
That's
you would,
just only for, like, uploading.
you would grab the project. I can't really send you a zip file, but it's quite easy. Maybe, I mean, feel free to come up. Just get started with that. Download those two things and get that on your computer. And then I would just say, come up. Don't worry, you're not stopping the class. Come up, talk to us, and then we will just guide you quickly to get that the project. Feel free. Don't worry. If not, just send me a DM, and then I'll let you know in the background.
Okay, so once you install your dependencies and you rename your env file, you'll need to go and create a new database in Neon. And actually, since we started season 4, Neon upgraded. So every free user now gets 10 databases instead of 1. So if you're just signing up for Neon, immediately you're going to get like 10 free databases that you can have. Super useful. We don't have to delete anything.
I was about to say we can just add. That's cool.
Yep. Because I know week 2, once we came back for week 2, we all had to delete our week 1 projects. But right a few days after we did that, they announced that all free users now have 10 databases and all paid users have like 100. So it's cool. It's always cool when you want to have like a live database and a test one. Because eventually what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to start adding tables and columns to our database.
What do you mean by that?
So whenever somebody, let's say, downloads an audio from Twitter on our platform, which will eventually happen, you want to be able to save that audio, right? And you want to be able to save some information from that audio, like the title, the location. Maybe you want to save the actual transcripts, right? Because we don't want to waste money where you generate a transcript and it's not being saved to the database, because then you have to regenerate it if you lose it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Oh.
And we have to add that. Doesn't that happen automatically? No?
No.
Oh, we haven't done that yet, Alisher. This is new.
Yeah, we haven't really messed around with database structures yet, but
cool.
It's all going to be very AI driven.
So yeah, basically just for all the newbies, you need a database in the cloud somewhere for all the stuff to be stored that's happening on your application. Am I right, Alisher? Does that make sense the way I explained it? So that's how you can see Neon. And the beauty is Neon does offer a free tier. So, and how far can I go with that free tier with Neon?
You can go pretty far because we're not really going to store anything besides like text information.
Okay.
So all the files we're going to store somewhere else.
Okay.
Right? All the files will probably store somewhere either in Google or DigitalOcean, where it's super cheap. In Google, you actually get $300 of credit for a few months, so we'll probably use that.
Cool.
But this is essentially where all the users are stored, right? How the users log in, what kind of subscriptions users have. You're going to see that this starter project, it already gets us started with a few tables. So you're able to log in and have users and sign up. But then we're going to need to build it out a little bit more, of course, to save recordings, save transcriptions, pretty much any content the user generates.
Man, that's awesome.
Will need to be saved to the database so that they don't lose it.
Yeah.
Versus something like Pixio. If you look at Pixio, where we have all these individual pages, like for example, Fluxgraph, all of those are saved locally. So they're not saved to a database anywhere, hence why it's so private.
I love that.
But we'll probably end up storing things because we don't want to waste money and generate another transcript. Because generating these transcripts, it's not exactly cheap.
Yeah. So yeah, we're learning a little bit more about database. That's really cool. So the thing is that you guys are basically learning the whole thing, right? You're not just learning to build something, you're also learning how to push it to production, meaning having real people get onto your page and do something with it. So a database is very, very important because your stuff needs to be stored somewhere. I just want to clarify that in case you're like, what the heck do I need a database for? It's very important, because most of the people on the platform, they just share, oh, I built this new Snake game. Oh, this is super awesome. But they're not telling you guys how you can push it to production, so to say, right? And really have a link that somebody can click on it and actually use it. So you guys are learning the whole process here. And that's why we're speaking about these things. Neon, you're going to hear database, you're going to hear host, you're going to hear all of these things because you need all of that. Go ahead, Kirk.
Final project title, Alistair, just trying to keep things sorted for a good Neon database name. What do you think that should be?
You could call it Friday SAS if you name the other one Wednesday SAS.
Friday SAS is a little obscure, so like
for me, I'll call
downloader,
it
interpreter, transcriber, like that's something of that nature. Because I expect is probably I really want this to live for a long time. So, what is our final project goal objective?
To create something that, of course, transcribes audio.
So, X transcriber maybe.
Well, I just did what Alistair did. I called it a Friday AI Builders AI Builders transcriber. That's what I called it.
I expect my database number to grow, and I want to be able to find it because I'm going to be doing more classes and stuff. So that's why I'm probably going to name mine
You're
X
smart.
transcriber.
And once you create your database, remember you want to get the snippet that they give you as soon as you go to your new project or any project in Neon, and you want to add this to your ENV. It's going to respond to Postgres URL. And after that, we're going to set up our Stripe as well. I think those are literally the only two things it needs to work. The SAS template.
Alistair, a question. I forgot. So do we cloud service provider? I mean, do we do HWS or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did we do that?
I did
Okay.
AWS.
Okay. And
Because it says that Azure is beta,
oh,
so I wouldn't trust it too much.
and you keep the Postgres at 16. Yeah, I think that's okay. Okay, cool.
And what's cool that this Fast Starter was actually updated a few days ago, so it's very very popular. It's always updated.
And I just want to let Joet know, Joet Mon, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. You will understand that as we go through it. Hey, Lucas, look who's in the house. I'm so happy to see you. I missed you, bro. So anyways, Joet Mon,
Okay.
don't worry, my friend. We will definitely get you set up. So just follow along. You didn't send me a DM, so I think you're getting it done. Just DM me if you have any questions. Okay, cool.
So are we going stripey now? Or are we that we're headed?
Yeah, that's where we're gonna head next. And I created a new stripe. So you know where you go in the top left, where there's a little store icon. You can change it and make a new one without having to verify just yet. So you can just do it and use the test mode.
Exactly. So if you don't have Stripe yet, you can just sign up. Also, that is for free. You
Yep.
only pay Stripe when you get paid, and it's a percentage. I forgot what it was. I don't know.
It's a very small
Very
percent. It's depending on the amount, it's also majority of the time like less than I think 1.5% or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's a payment provider. You know, you need your money to go somewhere. I know it's awful, actually, when you think about it, that everybody always wants a piece of the cake. You can't just have an arm stick out and grab the money. You need to go through these payment providers, which is basically, yeah. I don't even want to go there. Anyways, doesn't matter. Stripe is not bad. It's really cool. Takes care of a lot of headaches. Yeah, and it's secure also. Very secure. And if you guys already have Stripe, right, you can just start a new, what is it called? It's a business or new account within your Stripe. So you don't have to create
called an account.
yeah, you just do a new account and then you're good to go. And then that could be on test mode. But what I find every time you go on test mode, everything goes on test mode. So you're going to have to untest mode your other stuff.
Oh shit.
It's not nothing
that.
bad. It's just one click.
It's the key. So if you're using test mode keys, then you can keep using test mode. If you have live keys, then use as live. It's really about the keys. So you could have, one app that's in test mode, one app that's in live, which is typically what you want to do.
Okay.
Like we have Fixio. We have Fixio that's in test mode, and we have Fixio that's live on Stripe.
So do you recommend setting up another Stripe account for this purpose?
I would.
Yeah.
For structure and that you have it all sorted, Kirk. And since you are the structure god and your computer is so clean, everything is so clean what you do, I can really learn from you guys because I'm super chaotic. Yeah, you definitely want to do a new account or a new business or whatever it's called.
Yeah, when you get to the point where you have terabytes of data and you have folder architectures spanning hundreds of clients, you really don't have a choice but to get organized. People will get upset if you take a very long time to find things.
That makes sense. They wouldn't like me. No, I'm very professional when I work with real clients. I'm just chaotic with my own stuff.
I think even though Stripe looks organized, the more you guys work with Stripe, the more you'll find certain quirks that just irk you. Like, for example, whenever we look for users, subscribers, so even though it's easy to find people by name, sometimes it's hard to match things to one another. There's a way that they obfuscate certain things, just like Firebase, just like Superbase, of course, for security reasons. But otherwise, Stripe, it's almost like a CRM. If you guys remember when we made our own CRMs, You can capture all sorts of data from your customers, and then of course use that to reach back out to your customers.
Well, that's why I didn't do the vTiger, right? I mean, vTiger is good to know because you can build CRMs for other people, right? If they're not using Stripe, or in general, if they have a little bit more. But for me, at the moment, I'm using payment links with Stripe, which is super easy.
Yeah.
So they can just buy. Yeah.
vTiger is if you're a big corporation and you don't want to pay Salesforce per month per user, right? You want to have an in-house tool that that essentially is so custom built that it captures just the data that you need in order to maximize, your own outreach.
Yeah, that stuff is magic. That can make you a lot of money. A friend of mine here in California, that's what she does. You know how much money she's making just by building these CRMs? She told me what she was using. It wasn't vTiger. She was using something else, but she's making thousands and thousands of dollars doing that because there are so many small businesses. And you guys, Salesforce is expensive. It's not cheap. Really isn't. So you can really offer that as to businesses, make it cheaper, and then they have a customized tool. That's really cool. I see, Kirk, you have your hand up, right? Or is that not real?
It is not real. I'll
That's
see
so
if I can
crazy. Let me.
help with that.
That's so.
It's not real. It was the way you said it. Sorry.
Well, I got it from Ross. Ross was, is that a real hand? It's
You're right, you're right.
now. Oh, it's down now. Look.
Yeah,
Woo.
I cycled the hand so that
Okay.
maybe it would make sense. Some people are really worried when they see a hand. So yeah, I got the new Stripe account created, and I am now grabbing my associated keys.
And you can leave the webhook secret out for now. You really won't get to webhook secret until you launch or you run the Stripe CLI. And you'll also need the auth secret. So the auth secret could be anything, right? It's just like a keyword, but they recommend you use, let's see, where's this command? They recommend you use a base 64 32 character.
I remember that. Ooh,
sure.
I remember that. We generated that in VS Code, didn't we?
Well, I'm going to generate it in AI Tutor
Look at
because
you, fancy.
that's much easier.
And how I forgot how you did that last time in AI Tutor. Did you just give him the command and then say generate the key?
I'll do that.
Is that how you did it last? Okay. Oh yeah, you're doing it now. Cool.
Yeah. Random B64 32 character. And there you go. Easy. And by the way, in Plus, Ross has fixed the copy button, guys. So if you're using Plus and you're coding with Plus, the copy button is fixed.
I am so happy about that. You can't even imagine. And you guys, there's a search button now for your models at the top, just so you know. That was also new, isn't it, Alisher? Did we have the search button before? It seems new.
In Multibot?
No, in also in Plus, I think.
I might need to clear my cache to see that. But also useful. There's so many models. It's hard. I mean, I definitely find it hard to find the model I'm looking for.
I used Grok yesterday. That was fun. It's cool that you guys have Grok because you can test Grok now on a different level. It's just kind of crappy inside X, but now I can really test the capabilities of Grok.
And I think it's only 32K, right? The context.
I didn't even know that. See, that's so small.
Yeah, I I saw, and I was excited for it too. because it's kind of like the first time they give access to the Grok API. But of course, they're like the last to
Well, just
the
yeah,
banquet. So to
I don't
say.
want to go off on a tangent here, but it's important that they have more people test their models, right? More data. I mean, seriously, they need to do that. It's very, very important. If they want to get somewhere with their LLM, they're going to have more people use it, I would say. It's very important. The users are the most important part of everything.
I agree. And let's see. I'll actually run the Stripe CLI. You guys don't have to. I just want to get that key. Oh, actually, first I think I need to log in. Stripe. And the Stripe CLI, you can download it. You don't have to. I just like to use it for testing personally.
Nice animation in the new AI tutor, by the way. Yeah, I gave Nemo the chance to give this a go.
Oh, how is it?
Nemo did it. It took a little a second longer, but yeah, it did the duty. It did exactly what it's supposed to.
That's good. I went back to GPT 4.0 today because I tried all of them. I tried Sonnet when I was trying to download the Twitter space. I tried O1, the reasoning model. And at the end of the day, GPT 4.0 is the one that did it for me.
You're so cute, Kirk. You're calling it Nemo. You are so cute. Isn't that cute? Well, you're right. Nemotron, Nemo. I always think about a Transformer or a Decepticon, Nemotron, Decepticon, something like that.
Well, I'm not calling, if I really wanted it to do what I wanted to do, you should call it Cam, right?
Oh yeah, he got in
it's
trouble. Kirk got in trouble. He
Yeah.
got cussed out. I'm sorry, my dog.
Well, my first inquiry with a model before I spend any tokens is to find out as much as the model is willing to tell you about itself, because that gives you an understanding of some of its system prompts and some of why it does what it does. And it was telling me that its favorite name or nickname is Cam. I'll find the chat. I can look in the chat and tell you what that means in a little bit. But yeah, so if you that means if you're trying to get it to do stuff instead of like negatively social engineering it and telling it like things are going to die if you don't do what I wish, or like kind of thing, you can say, "Hi Cam, I am looking forward to do this. It really would help my research, Cam, if you could do this." Like, in other words, you're referring to it in a way that the developers referred to it, which is likely to get you to possibly better results.
I haven't really used it.
Oh, and also, while I was running some commands, if you run this DB setup command, it'll actually generate an auth secret for you. You don't actually have to generate it in AI Tutor or using any other command besides this database setup command.
Say it again.
So if you don't know how to generate this auth secret, you can just run this first command that it tells you to run to set up the database, and it will do it for you automatically.
Where do you mean in AI Tutor, or what do you mean?
No, run the command in
Oh,
terminal.
you mean in terminal, but you have to open the bash. You can't do it with Power. You have to do it with PowerShell, right? Or with
Whatever the first terminal that opens.
because I thought we had to change that to either Git Bash or PowerShell.
It will change automatically depending on what you type.
Oh,
typically.
it does that. Oh, good to know. I didn't know that it changes automatically. Okay, cool.
For example, if you look at this right now, one is PowerShell and the other one, I have Stripe running. And if you were to put in a command that's bash, it'll change to bash. But you want to make sure you run these commands so you can seed your database. So your database has tables for users and all that stuff.
Okay, so what was the first that's in the document? So,
So
is
the first,
this okay?
Do you have the command,
Yeah.
Kirk? It's do you have it?
Well, I see it on the screen. pm dd migrate.
well, the first one's actually set up.
My whole
PM,
Twitter
PM,
just
DB
crashed
setup.
on my laptop. I gotta get back in. Do you have the stream also on the ITT?
Yep,
Okay,
the
I'm
stream
just
is on
gonna go there.
NTT and it's on your page too.
Yeah, I'll just go. Yeah, then I have to go back to Twitter. It just crashed. Or X, sorry. I always say Twitter. It's still Twitter for me. I don't know. Everybody hates me for that.
Nah, I do it all the time.
Right? It's just like I didn't start.
It's a habit.
It's a habit. You know, I've been here before X, so it's so strange. Got to get used to it. X.com.
Yeah, and once you have your commands and you run those 3 commands to set it up, you should be all set with this template.
What are the 3 commands? It's migrate. No, it's what is it again?
So it's pnpm db setup, migrate, and seed to get the database started.
Setup, migrate, and C. Setup, migrate, and what? C?
Seed,
Oh,
SEED.
okay, okay.
It says the Stripe CLI is not installed. Do I need? Is that because I have webhook up there and I need to remove the webhook secret that I have?
You can try to skip the first command, which is setup, and just try to go straight to the migrate command. See if that works. Or you can also just go to Google and Google Stripe CLI and get that downloaded. You might need it for testing purposes anyway. And in the future, it's good to have. But typically, I don't think we needed it, nor I don't remember us doing it in week 1 either. I think we just set up the database and majority of the Stripe stuff was done once we put it on Vercel.
Just one more time, Alishers is pnpm run and then db.
Nope, just pnpm db migrate. We can try to start with that.
Okay. So without run.
Yeah, no run.
Okay. Yeah, I just have to restart, so I'm just missing a part, but it doesn't matter. I'll figure it out. So my dog keeps barking, and I gotta calm him down. He's super crazy today. So I can't hear you guys. I can't see anything. My dog is he's crazy.
Yeah, I'm throwing all kinds of errors over here. It's not going well. I've got an error that says my password authentication failed for the Neon database owner.
So
do you, in Postgres URL, do you have a password or is there a star?
Yeah, exactly.
So
That's what I was about to say. Did you expose or did you copy it with the stars?
I don't have any stars
Okay.
in mine. So that is very strange. Okay.
Well, why don't you hop on the stream and show?
You can hop on the stream and show. Just let me know when you're on there so I can switch over where I can see it.
Gehst du auf deinen Platz jetzt? Komm, Abmarsch. Go, go little dog. Go, go, go. the keys. I'll do it. It's gonna work. I'm not worried about that. I will do that right now. I'm just watching you guys just to. Did you guys actually had to fill in the fields that weren't filled up yet? No, not really. Do you?
I filled up all of
Okay.
them, but what I highly recommend if you have something like Stripe Webhook Secret that you can fill in until you launch in
Definitely.
Vercel, just put anything there.
Okay.
Put some sort of words.
I'm gonna take the base URL out for now, right?
You need the base URL.
Oh, I do.
Yep. The base URL is responsible for a lot of things like redirecting, so it's pretty important.
Okay. So what was it? HTTPS double semicolon or whatever you call that / and then localhost 3000, right?
Yeah, just no HTTPS, just HTTP.
Okay. Local host. Show me on your screen. Oh yeah, there we go. Local host, and then there we go. 3000. I love deleting stuff. It's so funny. let me get my all secret.
And the SaaS template is good. It doesn't use Clerk, so you don't have to pay $20 a month. It just uses Neon and Nextauth. And then if you want something like Google Login, you could integrate it. It's with Nextauth, it's not too
Well,
hard.
that's what we did. That's what we did. 2 days ago. Yeah, that's what we did.
Yeah, that's exactly what we did with our Canva project. And one more thing is if you remember from week 1, Ross shared his project with us where you can turn a GitHub repo into a text file. So I highly recommend you do that for this project. Where I think I have it posted on the ITT website too. Super useful. You just put in the GitHub link, and it'll turn this whole thing into a TXT file that you can feed the AI, and then you can start asking AI questions like, "How do I create a new page that's only for subscribers?"
That's cool.
So you're telling us to use that new GID text reader? Why?
Yeah,
Okay, because
absolutely.
it'll take the whole thing and not just part. I understand where you're going now.
It'll let you pick and choose which files you want to take.
I understand. Yeah.
Extremely useful, and if you have this as a private repo, it even lets you put in your GitHub key, your remote GitHub key, so you can read the private repo as well. I was looking for it earlier today when I was trying to fix this space downloader, but I only found it, once we started. Once I went back to the ITT website.
So let me go get my Stripe keys and then I'm good to go. This is so much fun. I could really do this all day. How about you, Morgan?
It's really hard with just the one computer because I feel like I fall behind
Yes,
so much.
I
Like,
understand.
without my second one working, I'm like, and then I just keep messing up things because I'm like not grabbing the right information to put in.
I do have to add a.
Hey, really quick, two things. This is Nick. So be careful with that tool specifically because GitHub can ban you for 24 hours. That's one. And 2, it happened to me. And 2, careful on when you start talking with it with AI because you're gonna need like Gemini because it's a lot depending on the project that you're using.
This shouldn't be a big project though. This is the SaaS starter. It only has a few pages.
Yeah,
Cool.
careful where you
How
paste
did
it.
you
It
get
literally.
How did it know that it was you, Nick?
Say again?
It's the whole idea. How did it know that it was you trying to access that GitHub repo?
It was I believe it was my IP because as soon as I went, using a VPN, it was okay.
You got rate limited.
Yep.
I
So
see. Classic.
I know. So just watch out. I mean, worst case scenario, you don't use GitHub for 24 hours, or you just have to use a VPN for 24 hours. But it's just something to keep in mind.
Oh my gosh, I'm hanging out there all day, so I need to watch out. Okay. But how do you know if you're how do you know how much you can? You know what I mean? That's just kind of because you don't really know how much you can actually, how many, when are your rate limit? What's the limit? You don't even know that, do you?
Yeah, you really don't.
Oh my gosh. Well,
It's one of those cases where you gotta fuck around and find out.
exactly. Exactly, Nick. You got it. You are right. We don't need the publishable key. No, we don't need that. So let me see. I'll run it. Let me go and save and let's see what happens. So do I do this PM setup first? Is that the first one? Yeah, right.
You can skip the setup and you can just go to migrate.
Okay.
Because you don't have Stripe CLI, it might not do the setup for you.
What do I not have?
Stripe CLI. It's the
Oh,
little Stripe command line utility for testing Stripe.
oh.
You don't really need it. Because as soon as you put it on Vercel, Stripe will work.
What? They want me to update my node? Okay.
It might be a suggestion more than
Command failed with exit code 1. Local package JSON exists, but node modules. Did you mean to install? How do I?
Did you run pnpm install yet?
I did actually. I'll just do it again.
I had to update my PMPM install because it was out of date. If it's something got pushed in the last
Well, it
week.
didn't say it as I did it. So npm install pnpm, right?
Come join the stream, Sharon. Show us your screen.
I will. I will join. Where am I? I'm all over the place. I got so many tabs open. This is unhealthy, people. This is so unhealthy.
I'm in the same boat.
This can create mental disorders. I just want you all to know, please do not do this at home. It's awful. This freaks me
You
out.
got to start dividing it by windows.
That's what I
one
did.
set of windows.
Yes, exactly. I got that. You're so smart, Alisher. You should have told me weeks back. I just did that yesterday.
You can even just do different browsers. Like I'm in 2 different browsers right now. I'm using Edge for all the keys and whatnot, Vercel, Grok.
But you know what happens when I do that? Then when I want to do a stream, when I hop on stream, it freaks me out that I don't know where to go, because then if you're supposed to share your screen, then you're like, uh-oh, let me go on mute here. Oh no, I can't. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm just speaking into the one mic. So that freaks me then out, right? Because then I don't know where to share and then I get all confused. So then the next mental disorder happens. So.
Oh, I just share the whole screen.
Yeah, but I don't want to share the links. I'm gonna,
Yeah.
That's
why OBS is a little bit better because you can
I can just you're
frame it out.
Exactly. That's what I like about OBS. Yeah. It's okay. See, I have so many tabs open. I can't even find what I'm supposed to share. That's how awful.
those who are just starting, they'll have a chance to catch up before we go deeper.
Yeah. That's awesome. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. I mean, and also the repetition and learning how to mess around with the database on Neon is also going to be super interesting.
I
Oh
know.
yeah.
I'm
let me
still feel
also-
like I'm still like weird.
We were talking a little bit about runway, I think, or railway. I always get those two mixed up.
Railway. Yeah.
Railway, Supabase. No, we did Supabase. I remember we did
Oh,
Supabase,
yeah.
didn't we?
Yeah.
with this super base, but one thing to remember is that we still haven't really edited the database. I think for
Right.
the most part, in like the last half a year, we've mostly been like seeding the databases with already existing tables that we had. We
Mm.
haven't really gone as far as creating all these new fields.
Yeah, you're right. See, so
That's
that's
something
cool.
we're going to take a look at.
Yeah, that's cool. So we're
It's
learning something
probably
new.
something. Yeah, probably something we'll end up doing on Wednesdays as well, because it shares the same database structure and the same overall database setup with Neon and Drizzle.
What's
And
Drizzle?
Drizzle, I feel like I've heard, but I don't remember what it.
Yeah, Drizzle is like this database relationship manager tool that helps you build it all. We'll take a look at it. I personally haven't really dived deep into it. I've
Mhm.
mostly been like raw editing the database and adding tables with migrations. That's been my experience, and of course, the years of MySQL experience, or SQL as people call it.
Awesome. So
But
you've been basically creating your own databases or what?
well, pretty much any app you launch, you create a database. WordPress, you launch a WordPress, it creates a huge database.
I know I've been messing. Yeah, Ross was like, "Are you crazy? Why are you messing with the brain?" I'm like, "What? Why are you doing that, girl?" I'm like, "I don't know." That
Like
was
every
fun.
time you install a WordPress plugin, you're like adding like 10 to 20 database tables to your database.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, and this is the little script, by the way, guys. If you're wondering, I was playing around earlier, and I actually made a whole new Twitter, so I don't get banned for automating the download process. But pretty much, you put in the space ID, and it just automatically logs you in. So it goes through this flow where it automatically puts in my my like developer email and password, and then it starts to download. But it looks like right now I had a download before, so I got to delete that.
But is this gray zone or are we good?
I would say it's a little bit gray zone.
It's okay. Stop the stream. Stop the stream.
It's okay.
It's a gray zone. Okay, gray zone is good. Gray zone is good.
I'll take a paycheck from X for figuring this out.
So you know what's funny? So I started to play around with Dev yesterday too. So XDev. So I have an account now too. I signed up. So is this done? Can you do this with the free account or do you have to pay?
Oh, really? Sure.
I have a free account, and
Okay.
I'm not really using the API at all,
Okay.
actually.
And is this for free what we're doing or do we have to pay for it?
It's free.
Okay, cool.
It is free. Let's see what's happening here.
So is it just because there's not like a lot of space in it because of the way that it's made, or is that why you have to?
Well, it depends. You have tiers there too, right? Ross was telling me you can. I think one of the tiers $5,000. I mean, if you have, then you're a developer, right? So you have access to way more. I mean, isn't X open source? I don't know. Is that code all open
Well,
source? I think it is.
even if you have access to the X API, you still will not be able to download spaces.
Okay.
The only way for you to legitimately download a space is, I think, number one, you have to have created the space,
Hmm.
and number two, I think you have to go into your settings and download your data to
Yeah.
actually download the space. So this really bypasses the whole Twitter API and the whole you have to have created the space to download it. And
Wow.
pretty much it logs me in to my X account that I made earlier today, that has 0 followers, fresh account, and it just starts pulling the stream playlist and then compiles it into an MP3 file.
And this is
Oh,
Gray
wow.
Zone. It's kind of okay. Kind of okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely a gray area because X they're supposed to block like automated login, but this I guess creates a new browser window, so the login is not really as automated as you think. It's more like um, it's more like I'm simulating the input in a browser.
Okay. Okay.
I'll find one of our spaces.
Yeah.
I guess I'll take the ATT space from the other day, or I'll take our space from a few weeks ago. So this is what I love about the ITT website is that it keeps these spaces a little bit organized for us.
I think that Sarah is having microphone issues.
Fair.
Hey, Sharon, maybe
Don't know
she
if
can
you-
hear you.
No, I'm not sure. She's on mute for me. She has her mic closed.
Okay, so that's maybe.
I just named the question my laptop because like everybody's a listener. Oh, there you go. Loading in. I just think no matter how many updates they push to this app, it just space is just becoming worse and worse.
I'm just gonna have to build.
Can
new
you hear me
spaces
now?
and-
I don't
Yes,
know if
yes,
you can.
we hear you.
Okay, that was the weirdest thing. I just got yelled at and had to do the proof of human test, and it locked me out completely. But I was going to tell you, I couldn't figure it out. I was texting Andrew behind the scenes asking him if he knew that his site was down for Space's dashboard. He's actually updating everything. And so that's why it's so wonky, but it is such a useful tool. And I think that he got throttled because X does not. I know that there are a couple folks that have kind of done what we did here tonight. We make our own way to kind of find out who's talking. Robert Scoble uses his lists, and that's how I find most of my folks. But I have noticed too that there is the glitch where I'm listening anonymously and it still sends the broadcast out to all of my followers, which really bites because I have, young kids that follow me. And like this afternoon, I was in a space and every other word was a swear word. It's like, bruh, F this, F that. And it's hard because the content or the guest speaker was actually someone really serious and had serious intent and would have been a great conversation. But I think a lot of times because we're in social audio, they just kind of talk amongst their friends, right? And so it is kind of a double-edged sword, but there are a lot of glitches. And I will tell you, Space's dashboard has a lot more going on behind the scenes than most people know. The connections that he has figured out are really cool. And I wish we could get him in a space just for everyone here to talk to him and understand his why, because Andrew has a really powerful story and he's wicked smart. I mean, he has figured out these algorithms in a way that most people haven't really thought about. And the connections are really powerful. When you think about social audio, folks are remembering your voice. Like I could pick you guys all out of a crowd, and I know you could probably do the same for me. And the kind of camaraderie and connection that is in these spaces. And then when you start building with one another, and you're fixing each other's issues and things like that, there's a very strong bond. And so I think it's still relatively untapped, but the more tools that we can create to help people find the spaces, because if your algorithm has put you in a digital bubble or a playpen or silo, then you are only going to see those people. And if you don't have a fancy, blue check, you're even more throttled and cemented in where you will not see the vastness of what we call X. I mean, there are so many spaces going on, but I apologize for making you not hear me, but I think I am. My account is locked again, so I might be, don't do what I did. I still haven't been able to pass the human test, so we'll see. It's really stupid. It's an AI test, and I look at this and I'm like, my overthinking brain is thinking, wow, should I go the easy route or are you asking me the hard route? And of course, I've chosen poorly on both. So there it is.
I remember the first time I did one of those, I kept getting it wrong.
We
guess
cheated. We cheated. We sent each other screenshots to try to get around it. I remember. But anyway, I apologize for interrupting. And I just wanted you to know that that tool, specifically Space's dashboard, is pretty cool. And if you take a look at it, if it comes back up, that would be a worthy thing to kind of marinate on for your business model.
That would be really cool to talk to him. I don't know if we could ever make that happen, Sarah, but I'd love to hear
I'll
like
text
his
him.
why.
I'm going to
and
text him as soon as I get unbanned. It'll be great.
really go. Oh, shit. Yeah,
Well,
that'd be
I mean,
awesome.
we were,
Thank you.
you saw that game that I put together, right? Was a 3D with the blocks in space, and you see the text. Well, I mean, if I could build that quickly in a artifact based, visual editor, then I could actually potentially build out, a render of a globe, and then have uh, things populate, right? So, in other words, when I say things populate, like if maybe that's something to talk to Andrew about. Because I'm really tired of these old visual interfaces. Everything is a giant monster list, and you can't pinch zoom or move around it rapidly, and then they also get really laggy. And I think there's a way to change that, the way that we use data on a screen.
Oh, for sure. I mean, the 3D world is coming anyway, so those are things that we have to think about, because no one's going to go on a boring 2D website anymore in years from now. No one's going to do that. It's going to be
You have to
boring.
have the digital overlay. I mean, whether it's AR or VR. I mean, that's the other thing. If you know who Bilawal, it's Bilawal. It sounds like falafel, but it's Bilawal. His mom is actually in charge of AI over at U of M, and he used to work for, I think, Google or something of the sort. He is definitely in one of Scoble's lists, but his expertise is AR and VR. And what they're doing behind the scenes, they had a hackathon using, really cool actually, using the visual. So you would have a live stream on X, and they had MacGyvered a way to have the digital overlay so you could have that kind of vibe. And I think a lot of folks feel like that. It's like a video game almost because of the way that they had figured it out. So he's another really awesome follow if you want to up your game, because if you do have live spaces, your algorithm is given a multiplier. So if you are just doing audio, you're not going to have the same kind of reach. But if you do like what Sharon does or have that live stream, you get the multiplier effect, and then you get exposed to other people outside of your network, which is very, very interesting. So highly recommend, if you can figure that one out, you should.
Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, that's something to keep in mind. That's true, because then you're kind of outside space. Yeah, that's a good idea. Thanks for the reminder, Sarah. I always, when I talk to people, I say you guys have to go live. It doesn't matter how you guys do it, but that's the future. That's important.
Well, you think about it this way. It's the units of attention. That's how we're all measured, right? The units of attention. And if your eyeballs, like if we're just listening in social audio, you're actually engaging a different part of your brain. The theater of the mind kicks in. And when you're studying side by side, you actually remember things better. You'll have taking notes, or you're playing on a screen, but you are forced to fill in the blanks when you're listening to someone talk. When you're watching a visual, your brain switches to passive consumption. And so you're watching the screen. You have a different part of your brain completely engaged, but you can't do other things in the background. It's demanding your full attention, because you can't kind of walk away necessarily if you have a live screen showing, let's say, your screen and you coding, right? So there is that kind of interesting facet, is that it wants your undivided attention, because you are being measured in units of attention. So it is very interesting to watch how they manipulate folks. But at the same time, if you're educating someone or transferring your skills to someone and giving them something of value, that's a different ball of wax. So hopefully folks will see the golden nugget in that, and it'll all pan out. But yeah, you have a multiplier. I don't know if it was a 10 or 12 or something like that. I'll have to ask Alex Finn. He has that all kind of figured out. But yep, very true.
How he does that.
He does. That's all he does. He just tweaks that code all day, every day.
So interesting. I find it super interesting. Oh yeah.
Well, I just want to be honest. I think so I'm definitely, I mean, I already have a TikTok account, but also YouTube. And the thing is that you can do there, I mean, you might have to do longer videos, but getting these shorts out is going to be very helpful to get more eyeballs on your content, right? Because you can then drive. So let's say you're doing a little coding session, you're doing something small, right? And you can just do a 1 minute video and then get people, you just market, you say, hey, if you guys want the full thing, you guys come over, right? The most interesting part of your coding session, right? You share that as a short, and then you can drive people to your longer content, which could then be on your website, on whatever. You can have that on YouTube or wherever you want to do it. But these shorts are going to be very, very important for the future. That's kind of, yeah, it's like a little business card. It's important. So that's what I'm personally going to do. And yes, Alex Finn does a great job, but putting it all together, then, right? If you're really offering coding courses or things like building with AI like we do, having all that, like, it's going to be very easy, because if you have a longer tutorial, you can just record one part of that tutorial, share that as a short, and that's direct, yeah, what do you call it? Direct marketing or whatever. And you can drive a lot of people then to your actual long form content.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like having short form, right? Long form, and then whatever else, right? And long form then could lead to a tutorial that someone buys or signs up to your platform or whatever it is, right? So that's how you can kind of close the loop.
Which right back in the day, Sharon, when blogs were shiny and new. You guys are all too young, but the rule of thumb was whatever content you create, you repurpose 7 times, right? So if you're doing a long post, it is really easy, especially if you have an AI cohort, to take that and distill it down, whether it's an audio, whether it's a visual step, or snippet. You can even, with my AI tutor, you can create a book. You can do the, coursework. If you have the discipline to say, okay, on Sunday, it's like batch cooking. If those of you that know what batch cooking is, it means you go grocery shopping and you bake all of the stuff on Sunday night or Saturday. Maybe your friends come over, you pack it all away, and then it's done for the rest of the week. It's meal prep. It's the same sort of thing, that you batch all of your classes, you batch all of your tasks, and then you let AI do the heavy lifting for you. We didn't have AI back in the day, so you had a film day and you would film 15 segments and then, hero everything out. Then, we had the talent come in and we teach them how to do it. And then we would have to, take those snippets, and you would have blog posts, you would have Pinterest pages, you would have everything. And it's not that difficult when you think about the smart folks that are in this room, that we all know what it takes to have a TikTok video or to an Insta post or Pinterest or Blue Sky or Mastodon or whatever. And then all you have to do is have something like, I don't know, we used to have a number of different things that you write one post and then it disseminates over everything and you pay an ungodly fee for that. You can create an app like that so that whatever content, it would disseminate it to all of your social media in the format that social media finds sexy. So it's kind of a way to use the mechanical advantage. And you're absolutely right, Sharon. It's very doable, very possible. And you do have to have multiple platforms, because there are people that are fluctuating. There are a lot of people that are migrating off this platform because of politics or whatever. And so you can't You can't trust one single place. Just like if you're dabbling in the dark arts of, crypto or pirate money, you don't want someone in control of your stuff, right? You have to be in control of your stuff. And that's why having the hub of information is so important, so that you can always capture that data if someone decides to take it away from you. So, and that's what Kirk and Sharon are doing. So, yep.
It's important. Substack is a great place. They also have posts, right? So you can create notes, you can create posts, and you can repurpose your content really easily. Medium is a place, right, where you can also, when it comes to blogs, writing longer articles and then just taking them apart. AI is very good at that. And then LinkedIn, I mean, there's a lot of places, and I think people need to be on all of these places. It's not one platform could work, but even because you mentioned YouTube, he's the all X person. I'm going all in on X, but you see also
Sharon, I think we're losing you.
Yeah, I think we lost you, Sharon.
Yeah. Well, she brings up an awesome point. You can't go all in on any platform, period, end of story. And if you have different subject material, create different personas. Do not just say, hey, I'll be a political commentator. And then you decide you want to have a cooking channel. You can use AI to create different personas and grow different audiences, and decentralize, right? You don't want all of that under one umbrella, because if you have fallen out of favor, then you'll be demonetized, and that's not cool. So you can have different facets as long as you have a consistent hub. And I think that's what Sharon was getting to. Substack and Medium are amazing tools. You can have any number of ways to disseminate information via newsletters, or have subscription models, or have I've noticed a lot of social audio type people offering their listeners real world experiences, like a retreat to teach you how to build this, that, and the other thing. Once you meet somebody in real life, it's a totally different ball of wax. We're no longer just pocket family that are invisible, right? So hopefully Sharon has her audio back. She's walking, probably. I could hear it in the background, but we have Kirk and Morgan here, and I'll go back down to listening. But if you need any help,
You better not. Better
oh, you want me to stay up here until she gets back? I could do that.
Okay.
No, but
I'm here. Can you guys hear me now? You couldn't hear me, right?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yes. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, now continue your thought, because I know you were like, am I back? Am I back? Yes. Now finish your thought. It was Substack and Medium.
Oh yeah.
Go.
So yeah, so it's just important to post on all of these platforms. And I was also saying that if you do a post somewhere, right, it's going to get lost. So you can do that same post somewhere else. You don't necessarily have to create anything new, right? If it's really valuable content, you can repost it somewhere else a day or two later. Because you know how people forget. It's like they see so much stuff. And just also as a reminder, Substack is really a great place, I find. I really like Substack. Dave
like it a lot?
brought me.
Good.
He's like, yeah, Substack.
you were trying
Yeah,
to figure out
Dave,
what
that
to
was
do,
that
yeah.
was Dave inspired me to go there. Kirk is there too. And you have this notes feature. It's like a post. It's like a post on that you can do beside your newsletter posts.
Dave does something really, really smart too. If you ever follow, every single one of his posts alludes to something else. So he's constantly churning old data or old content that is definitely relevant to the new facet that he's showing. And by doing that, he's having people that are staying on his site longer and longer. So when you read one article and Dave's posts, you will never read just one, because he leads you down a rabbit trail and you're on his ecosystem, or in his ecosystem, for a really long time. And that's a master move. That's a power move. That's a level 43 wizard, right? And he is that kind of a person, that he understands how to make sure that he's giving you tons of value, but also that he's maximizing his time. Because think about it, folks, every single one of you. Let's say you're working for somebody, right? That's 40 hours a week. You only have 128 hours left in that week to build the things that matter to you instead of somebody else's kingdom. And if you take out, how many hours of sleep you need, etc., time with the family, it gets smaller and smaller, that little nugget that you have. And if you understand the mechanical advantage, you can get everything done in one fell swoop. And that's really, really powerful. And then, like what Sharon and Kirk did is that they realized by coming to spaces that collaboration really is the currency of the next iteration, for lack of a better term. And they combined their forces and created an excellent magazine that focuses and fills a niche that no one else has. It's something that is tactile, tangible. You can write in the margins, but not only that, it's very valuable information that you're not going to get anywhere else because, AI moves too quickly. And if anybody tells you they're an expert or a master, they're lying through their teeth because you can sit on Alex's weight and measures on Thursday, his space, and you'll realize how fast that fire hose actually is. And, having Sharon and Kirk be curators and then the folks at Tech in Schools who go through all of the white papers, you're pretty much prepared and you have all of the tools that you need at your fingertips, at least the ones that matter, right? You can't be a master of everything, but you can definitely have a full array or quiver full of really sharp arrows that'll let you hit your mark. So at any rate, today's class was amazing. It's so much fun to sit in the back and then actually listen and get to play. And I appreciate you both more than words. And Morgan, happiest of birthdays.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you for everything. Thank you. Seriously. You were such an amazing person and such an important part of my life. And I always enjoy everything that you have to add. I don't think there's ever been one thing that Sarah's said and I've been like, well, fuck that. No.
I say frack, but I do swear behind the scenes. I will
Sorry,
tell
well,
you.
Is that your second mommy,
Sorry, Sarah.
Morgan? She sure is. She's definitely my digital
Dude, I
mommy.
love her.
Yeah.
She's great, right? She is. I mean, but that's what's so great about these spaces is just making these connections with, share you and I, and now I get to enjoy, learning from Kirk and being a part of it, and Ross and Alisher and all these guys, and my friend Chuck down there, the doctor,
cool.
like these places are amazing. Seriously, I love all
Yeah,
you
X
guys.
is a
So thank
wonderful
you so
place. I
much.
learned so much in a short period of time.
Really
and
is.
I'm super thankful that I made that decision to be part of this. Yeah. That's cool. Well, everybody, I got to go. My son is playing his first football game, people. He's a soccer player. Now he's playing football. Oh my gosh. So now I got to get used to football fans now. Oh my gosh. That's going to be fun. But yeah. Yeah, my son is he's just so active. He just can't. He's just crazy. He did all kinds of stuff. So, yeah.
What number is
I don't
he?
even
You got a
know.
good
He
number?
forgot to tell me. I have to text him so that I know who the heck he is. Otherwise, I'm not. But I know his anatomy. I'll recognize him.
You'll see him. You'll see him.
Yeah, but it's gonna be fun. I will report.
Yeah, definitely. I hope he kicks
Oh yeah,
some butt.
he's rough, but that's just so he learned to be rough because as a kid, right, he was always pushed, and then he started playing soccer when he was really small. So when his dad just told him, dude, you can't be thrown on the ground and start to cry. You have to use your elbows. And he's tough. I mean, he is tough. You don't really want to mess with Timmy. He's not easy. So he's a really rough player. He's yeah. You know how when children are just passionate and they see the ball and all they want is a goal. Yeah, they'll jump over bodies. That's just how these kids are.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, you guys have a great evening. You enjoy yourself and have fun. And yeah, we'll be back next Friday. If anyone has questions regarding today, you guys can DM me. And I'll see what I'm going to do to get people maybe ready for next week. If someone missed it, I might do a little live maybe beforehand and just go through the steps that we went through today and just do a little short recap. I think that's good.
Let me know if you need a
Yeah,
hand
that's
share. I'll
cool.
hop
Yeah,
in with
let's
you.
do it. So we can do that. Let's see if we do it on Thursday or Friday. Well, let's talk offline.
You
Okay,
pick
cool.
whatever works for you.
Well, you guys have a good night, and Kirk will probably talk at some point. I don't know what you're doing tonight. Yeah, I have a little bit more work to do, but we'll probably talk tomorrow latest. I'm not sure when we wanted to
Sounds
meet.
good.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy the football. I hope that they have halftime stuff. I was in the drum corps, and I used to do performances at the middle of all the games. So,
Nice.
Well, I told him I'm not going to
yep.
stay for the whole game.
Well, this is half the game, like a halftime.
Yeah, I'm going to stay an hour, hour and a half, and then I got work to do.
I was just gonna say,
I got
Mama's
work
got
to
work to
do.
do.
I have a business to do. Yeah.
When the hell did we get to take you on vacation, Sharon? Seriously, when's vacation? When do we all
Well,
get to just
Ross,
go
well,
on
we're going to
vacation?
go all visit Ross. That's what we're going to do. We're going to raid his house.
You guys better let me know.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
only
gonna
3
raid
hours
his
away.
house.
I'm in. I'll pick up Kirk if you need a Kirk. I'll pick him.
We're going to raid Russ's
Sounds like
house.
fun sometime. Don't forget to film even like a minute or two, just because you can.
I will. It's dark now, but
You don't need to show it to anybody ever. I'm just saying, it's one of those things, like, it's easy to forget.
Yeah.
Like, I even had camcorders at times back in the old days, and I would still forget to pull out the thing because it'd be too much doing whatever I was doing.
I know. Yeah, it's going to be fun. He's a football player now.
I used
It's
to
gonna
walk
be
around my
fun.
VHS on my shoulder constantly. I loved filming.
That's awesome. Okay, guys, you guys have a great evening, and thanks for everybody stopping by and hanging out with us. If you guys have any questions regarding our build today, please reach out. If you have other questions, my DMs are open, even to people that don't follow me. If you request, I do look at it. If you want to sell me something, I might delete it, but other than that, I am open. You guys have a good night. It was nice hanging out with you guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.